Welcome back. You know who it is, Gina GNS Designs and more. Today we're going to be working on some mirrors on 2019 Honda Accord, wrapping them in carbon fiber as you just saw. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to follow the body line. I'm going to do it in 3 pieces. Only reason why I'm doing 3 pieces is sometimes, just showing you guys that you do not have to be professional. You can do this. You don't have to go be certified, even though I did take some classes, stuff like that. But it doesn't hurt to keep learning. Learn. Thanks for some of you guys that are following along. I don't have a lot of followers, subscribers, but in time it does add up. So thank you for following along, paying attention, and going on with my adventure. So stay tuned. All right, guys, here's the mirror we're gonna be working on. Like I said, I did the other side already. Sometimes, you see the little body line right here. It comes all the way around. That's what we're gonna be working on, that piece, this piece, and you can see right here, body line, 3rd piece. So always make sure your product's clean. Use isopropyl alcohol 70%. Reason why you use isopropyl alcohol 70% is because if you use anything higher than that, it's concentrated, it does have a chance to ruining the plastic. It does have a chance to ruining the clear coat on your paint, everything like that. So 70% alcohol is where you need to be at. So I can take it and bring it along to the side here. So cut some back off here so I can help stretch it along the other side. I don't really want to stretch it per se, but you want a nice, simple, easy transition. Nice, easy, simple cut right there. I always say it's simple, but it really isn't. You can always mess it up. When you always say it's simple, it's real easy, you can get it done real fast. Yeah, sometimes it's never the way it works out. Then you just take that piece off that you just cut. Nice, simple, easy cut right there. So you didn't cut the car, you didn't damage material, nor did you have any jagged cuts. So now, just like this, and you just work the rest of it in. Some of you guys wonder, how do you get a nice clean line? So it looks like it's actually part of it. It doesn't look all jaggedy and stuff, but here, let me show you. So I'm gonna take my knifeless tape right here, and I'm gonna put it right on here, which is gonna be like maybe a 1/16 to an 1/8 inch. Just depends on how I feel, but I think being the type of material it is, how thick it is, I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna go 1/8 of an inch just to be sure and be safe, because you never know if by chance it comes up or whatever. But it does take 24 hours to seal. So all right, finally I got you zoomed in. So now I'm gonna lay this down, I should say. Like I said, I'm kind of in the way. Yeah. All right, so we'll go over here. All right, again, just apply it right here on the top part. You want enough hang over so in case it breaks, you can put it on there. Never overstretch your tape. It's never a good idea, because if you overstretch it, when you go to cut it, it's you don't have a great cut then. It's all jagged. And if it's all jagged, you're not going to have a good seal, no good bond. I'm going to come down just a little bit here because it usually tends to come up depending on the contour of the mirrors. And then so on and so forth. And you do the same thing all the way down over here. It's nice and smooth transition. Cut it, perfect. Then, if you get that all set up, you put your new piece on it, Repeat the process. Is rinse and wash. Same thing I did here, do here, and do over here. At the end, you make sure all your designs all line up. Otherwise, it's going to look a little off. But just make sure you pay attention. It works a lot better when you use the same color, like, you know, black or white or whatever color you're trying to use. When you go to something that's printed like this, a cast material, it's you got to be very careful. Pay attention. You always want to try and go with the hardest part of anything you're doing. So as an example, you can start here and come back this way, but I'm going to go where the line is, where it's going to seal and come back this way. Everybody does it differently, so I mean, it is what it is. What works best for you, that's what it comes down to. I like to do this as a cold stretch versus a warming it up, because then you have an opportunity to work with it. It's easier than, at least it is for me. And then after you do that, pull it in a way that you come all the way across right here. There you go. And you smooth it out, lift it up, move it a little bit here and there. See, then that way it works. It's better transition that way. This is a air release material, so you can use your fingers, work it to where you need to. And if it doesn't work for you that way, always use your squeegee. But see that simple, easy little transition I just did? Really didn't even stretch it. Just lay it to where it needs to go. And look, right on my knifeless tape. Oh, I got a little bit of a finger here. That's what they call it. And then pull a little bit down over here. Work it slowly around, like so. Just put it right on the tape. You don't have to go any further than that. I mean, if you want to, you can, just to make sure extra the hole, but you're just wasting your time. You just need it to the part where you're going to cut it, which is right there. So just smooth it with my finger, get it to where I need to. Again and again. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Air lines right here, and pushing it down. Get it to go down here even more. And look, see? Look at that. Sometimes it's easier to use your fingers, because if you use a squeegee and you got all this mess right here, you can't just push it all down. You got to read where it all going. So I got lines coming this way, I got a big old thing right here, and right here I got a mess here too. But slowly work with it, patience. Do not stretch it. There was a job that I did that I overstretched it, and I have to go back and redo it because I thought it would be easier to do it that way. Well, it doesn't always work that way. Take your time. Here you go. Look at that. Slowly, look at that. Read the material. It tells you exactly what it needs to be done. And you can always, I got a little bit of crap right here. Just pull it up a little bit. Read it. Pull it down. Look at that. Lock it in. Same thing. Now look, I got some stuff right here. Pull it down here a little bit. Try not to stretch it. Material only can go 10%. You can do 30, but at the end of the day, you're going to regret it later because it might have a potential opportunity to come back. Well, nobody wants their stuff to come back, nor have to do it over and over unless you really, really want to. about got it to where I need to, so I can cut it off. Just a few more steps here. Sometimes if you run into a little situation, you can use a little heat, and that's what I'm gonna do. I got 99% of it all the way to here, so that's pretty kick-ass. And I didn't use any heat to stretch it. I didn't apply any heat to move or anything like that, but I'm gonna use some heat just right here to help it lay down and move the bubbles out just a little bit. If you use too much heat, what happens is the material breaks down a little bit. It takes a little bit while for it to cool, and you have to have a certain temperature right around 140 to 180 max. But I wouldn't recommend 180 because it takes some time for the material to cool down to bring it back to its natural state. All right, now I'm about to put some heat on it to this last little individual piece right here that I got. Just enough, not a lot, just enough. Work it in, work it in. And if you still see you got a little bit of bubbles here, which I do right here, a little bit of creases. Heat it up, not a lot. Read the material just like so, just like so. And you do it again down here and you are set. All you gotta do next is pull that tape. What I would recommend first is before pulling the tape, go over it, make sure there's nothing there that wasn't supposed to be there, and post heat it so that way you know that it will stay. There's nothing like material failing, wasting your time because you didn't do it right. Mirrors take generally around an hour and a half. I get you not an hour and a half. If you try to rush the process, it's gonna fail. So got it. Setting it up here. Swing this bad boy back. Make sure it sinks itself back up. It's all shrunk. Bring it back here a little bit more. Shrink it. And you're set to go. So now what we're gonna do is put it back over here. We got this all right here. We're gonna take a knife and we're gonna cut it in two different directions. One this way. We'll cut some of this off here because it's too much. I want to be able to see what you're doing. Put that bad boy right there. Cut some of this off down here, not a lot because you still got to use some of it, obviously. Okay, put that piece right there. So now I put this piece over this piece, so this piece is going to go first before I cut this off here. So apply it like this, come across. Make sure when you do it, you pull along. You don't go too crazy. Okay, so now we'll take it. And pull it. There we go. And rip some of that off, it ain't gonna hurt anything. And you come back and grab this piece right here. Pull it along, pull it to the backside. Bam, done. Just a bunch of garbage here now. So then you come back along the side here that you just did. Come back over, press it down so it seals. Make sure you, again, read where the creases are going. If one's going this way and that way, you don't obviously want to smash it together because you're already setting it up to fail. Again, this is something that I'm doing just to show you guys. Everybody does it their own way. There's a guy that I watch a lot of on YouTube. He does a really good job. And then he was actually called out because one of his wraps that he did, he wrapped the mirror in 3 pieces. And you know, for what it looked like, it looked really nice. But the guy complained because the other customer from over in another company complained because they do it in one piece. Well, they're a very professional company that's been doing stuff. They do a lot of high-end vehicles. So when you do a lot of high-end vehicles, you better make sure your shit's straight. So, you know, and they don't show everybody on DIY videos and how to do it. They just do it and, oh, it's kick-ass. Yeah, you did a great job. Well, people who don't take the time, spend the money, or don't have the money, who want to learn how to do it and do it, they're doing the best they can. So, you know, I give the guy props. I'm not going to say who he is, but he does a really good job, and I actually buy some of his material too. So, but yeah, so here's pretty much what it is anyways. So I mean, like I said, you can do it yourself. So only piece I gotta do is this, cut this, seal it, and it's done. Besides the little piece underneath here. So, all right, that's it. All right, well, you see how that is. You got a little line right there. It's perfect, not an issue. So less issues, less wear and tear, less end result failing. So I just have to put this piece on right here, trim it up alongside here, tuck it in, and then you let it sit. You normally have to let the material sit for 24 hours. I set it 24 hours before you can take out the natural elements. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And for those of you who haven't, please do check me out in my next video. Thank you. Peace out.